Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I never really introduced myself last time, so I'm gonna do that now. Let's see, so I'm Sierra, I'm 17, I am a senior, I'm a senior in high school, and I live in Southern California. For now. We might see after I get accepted to colleges. Today I'm going to be doing my 10 favorite books of all time. Well, 10 favorite books slash series of all time. Okay, let's get started. So number 10 is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I just started reading this series and I'm actually only 300 pages into the first book, but I can already tell that it is going to be one of my all-time favorites because it's so good. I've barely been able to put it down. However, I'm very busy, so I have had to put it down. But yes, so if you guys haven't read this book, I totally recommend it, as I do with all of these books that I'm going to say, because they're all really, 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 really good. So yes, my first book is Game of Thrones, and I haven't got to the rest of the series, but I'm sure I'm gonna love all of them. Book number 9 is Room by Emma Donoghue. And if I butcher any of these names, I'm really sorry, but names aren't my thing. Yeah, anyways, so Room is by Emma Donoghue. It's totally one of my favorites. I read it back when I was in 8th grade, and it's interesting because it's from a little boy's point of view. So it's a 5-year-old boy, and he's been stuck in a room with his mom, who was kidnapped, and he's been in that room for his whole life, so he doesn't know anything outside of that room. And it's a really, really interesting story because of that. I'm not going to say any more because then it'll be spoilers, but it's really interesting. And there is actually a movie that just came out about this book. It's phenomenal. It's like one of the best book to movie adaptations that I've seen. They stuck really nicely to the book, and the actress and the actors that played them, the characters were amazing, and they portrayed them really, really well. Book number 8 is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. These I read back in my freshman year, so in 9th grade. I absolutely loved them. I read it when it was just Divergent and Insurgent, so I had to wait for Allegiant, and that was a little bit iffy. It definitely used to be higher up on my list. However, I really, really didn't like the ending, and I felt like the 3rd book kind of just ruined the series, but it is still one of my favorite series. Number 7 is the Little House on the Prairie series. So like I said in my last video, I read this in 5th grade, and it's actually the book that got me to read. This series is really nice for younger kids and people who aren't like that into reading, because it's very like large print, and it has pictures in it that help tell the story. So it's really nice because it does have the pictures, and most of the books, like, they're not that big, and even if they are that big, they have a lot of pictures and stuff, and it's really nice. So it was written by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and that's also the main character. It was a memoir, but it's like in a novel form, so it's really, really, really nice. I really like this book. Number 6 is the Mortal Instruments series. Now, I'm just thinking of the Mortal Instruments because the Infernal Devices is going to be later on, but the Mortal Instruments is really, really good. I think that there are too many books in the series. However, I really, really liked Cassandra, Clare, who's the author, and how she did it. The characters are great. The series and the world, the shadow world that it's set in, is amazing and so intricate, and I just love these so much. So these are down on my list, but they are like, I love them. And the TV show based off of these is amazing. Number 5 is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. This book I also read when I was in 8th grade, and it's amazing. I'm saying that about all of them. The storyline is set from a guy's point of view, but it's about this girl, and she committed suicide, and then before she did that, she recorded the 13 reasons why she committed suicide and sent them in a list to the people, like her 13 reasons, which were people, and she wanted those people to see how they affected her. So it's a really compelling book. I definitely cried reading this, and I don't cry very often reading any books. I didn't cry reading Allegiant. I didn't cry reading The Fault in Our Stars. I know, don't judge me, but I didn't cry reading those ones, but I definitely cried in this. So if you like the books that are like sad and make you cry, this is definitely a must. Number 4 is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter is a given. It's one of those books where it's amazing. The movies that are based on them are really good. I read this book in 9th grade, and it's definitely helped me stay in the sort of like young adult fiction type of thing. These books are really nice if you're just starting reading also, because it's pretty easy to understand. It is kind of intimidating because some of them are like huge, but the beginning of the books, when you're getting into the story, it's really nice because they're smaller and good enough to get into them. Number 3 is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I have been obsessed with these books since I read them back in 8th grade. These books were my life. I was obsessed with them, and I still am. I have my Mockingjay pins right here. Got all 3 of them. I really want to get the last one too, the Mockingjay Part 2 pin, but I love them. These were the first young adult dystopian fiction that I read, and obviously I went down a spiral because these books were so amazing. I've read all of these books many times. Mockingjay was my favorite out of all 3 of the books, but I wanted to just keep the first one of the books because it's easier. Yes, so Mockingjay was my favorite. Don't watch this one's movie because it was terrible, but the books are so good. My number 2 is The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I read these books while I was waiting for City of Heavenly Fire to come out. So I read it, I feel like I read it at a perfect time because it was before City of Heavenly Fire came out, but I wasn't like too far away from the books. These characters are my all-time favorite characters. It is a love triangle, but trust me when I say that you'll love it. I don't even have words. This is like my all-time favorite series. So there is 3 of them: Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. But they're all really good. So it's set, so the Mortal Instruments is set in like today in New York, and these are set in the 1800s. So the first chapter is 1878. So obviously just like the 1800 period, since it's my favorite period, that's what's gonna draw me in. But that with the characters, with everything, the Shadow World, it's amazing. And my number 1 favorite book is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Let me just tell you, it's amazing. It's set in Germany during the Second World War. The main character was sent to live with like her foster parents because it wasn't her parents, like it wasn't safe for her to live with her parents. And it's about pretty much how the Nazis were burning books and her like struggle with her life and moving to a new place with her new parents and everything like that. So these were my top 10 favorite books. Please let me know in the comments below what your top 10 are, or just what your favorite books are. There were a lot of books that I had on my list that I wasn't able to put in here. So maybe in the future I'll do like my top 20 or whatever. But these were definitely my top 10. It is subject to change every time I read a book, you know. There's always that place in your heart. Books take your heart, shove themselves into it. So definitely loved all these books. Definitely read a lot of books that I've loved that didn't make the list, but these were my top 10 favorites. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment with the question what your top 10 favorite books or what your favorite books are. And thank you very much. Bye.